space and beyond, NASA launching 2 separate missions on the same rocket to help better understand what's happening in the universe. These missions are mapping out the entire sky.
2 missions, 1 launch, and 1 shared goal, understanding the bigger picture. Today, NASA will launch 2 separate missions on the same rocket.
One mission will help us understand the origins of the universe, and then the other one will teach us more about the star closest to home.
We talk a lot about space here on this program. Some of the things that we might be a little embarrassed to talk about because there's a lot of alien discussion. But first I want to talk about just how cool this is. We are talking about, I guess, seeing the first and the most comprehensive view of space that we have ever seen. What are you hoping that we uncover?
This week, the NASA Space Administration is launching Sphere-X. The satellite is one of 2 scheduled to go up Friday. Its goal, to map the universe in 102 colors to get new insight about the origin of the universe and other galaxies, as well as new insight about the origin of life. The other satellite launching this week, Punch, will observe just 1 star, the sun.
Punch makes artificial eclipses all the time so that we can see that corona as it turns into the solar wind and fills our solar system with material.
And that will allow NASA to see solar wind in greater detail, giving them a better understanding of space weather. Punch is in actuality 4 smaller satellites, each the size of a suitcase, while the larger Sphere-X is shaped like a cone. 2 big missions answering some of the biggest questions in the universe.
I am curious about what the protocol is, and if you would be honest with us if you saw
John, I apologize before she asks this question, but go ahead.
If you saw something that you were not expecting to see, then what happens next? How is it that we don't have any confirmed alien life at this point in 2025? And do you think it's a possibility that that could ever happen?
Well, in terms of what do we do when we see something unexpected? That's the really exciting part of science in general, I would say. And when we uncover new things with the Sphere-X mission that we weren't expecting, we would probably use follow-up precision telescopes like the Hubble Space Telescope and the James Webb Space Telescope to look at those objects in more detail. Going broader to address your question about life outside of our universe, isn't really designed to answer that question, but future NASA mission concepts like the Habitable Worlds Observatory is poised to try to get data on that specific topic and seeing if we can find evidence for habitable Earth-like planets. Wow. So stay tuned for that mission that we hope will be coming up in the next decades.
When something like this launches, how excited does everyone at NASA get? How big is this for you guys?
Oh, it's there was plenty of analogies like kid in a candy store. Right? So I know the science team is literally bubbling with excitement, and us at headquarters as well that have seen this mission through formulation and then development. We're really excited to see this mission go up. These 2 missions, Sphere-X and Punch go up, and delivering science to scientists, but also to the broader community. Both of these missions are going to be delivering their data sets that are going to be immediately available to the broader community to use for their own scientific purposes.
Well, we were thrilled to have you on our show today. I know I cannot be the first person to ask about aliens, but if you do find something, please let us be the first to know. We'd love to break that right here on The Noon.
Oh, it's all good, and we share your enthusiasm about searching for all the different questions that are out there. That's our job, right?
Thank you so much. You can follow these missions, by the way, you at home by going to nasa.gov/punch or nasa.gov/Sphere-X. We do have both links on our website, by the way, fox2detroit.com.
You heard what he said, though, right?
He was okay.
He said they haven't found anything. It's pretty much what he said.
He probably doesn't have the government clearance to discuss these things with us on a live broadcast.
All right.
Glad to have him on, though.
Great guy.
Would love to have him.
Yes.
But we are studying primarily the wind that comes out of our star. People have been talking about, particularly in the Southwest, how the weather is hot for this time of year, but the wind coming from the sun is about 100,000 degrees and sweeps over the Earth and causes space weather, which we track because it affects our technology. So Punch will allow us to understand better how stars give rise to this wind and also to forecast space weather around the Earth. We're launching in a carpool, if you will, on a rocket with SphereX, which is an all-sky survey in the infrared to look at billions of stars and galaxies to understand the origins of life itself. And also the universe.
Right, kind of a ride sharing to space, so to speak, and hopefully there isn't surge pricing here. How will each of these missions study the stars to help us better understand our cosmic picture?
So SphereX is looking at 102 separate wavelengths. They're a telescope, but they are scanning to survey the entire sky. So they're a complement to telescopes like the Hubble or the James Webb Telescope that look at one object very closely at a time. They're looking at literally billions of stars at a time. With Punch, we're looking more close to home. We're looking again at this material that fills our inner solar system. It's washing over the Earth right now as we speak. You can't see it normally because the sky is too bright, but it's there nonetheless. And by launching our 4 satellites and spreading them around the planet, we can look in all directions around the sun at the same time and see this material as it sweeps over us. So we're not a telescope, we're a wide field imager looking at astrophysics at home, if you will.
Really, how did the universe begin? Looking at the physics of inflation, so the microsecond after the Big Bang. So SphereX will help address that question. It's also going to help us to understand how galaxies themselves grow and evolve over time. And the third key question that SphereX is going to address is how does water delivered from the space in between stars, the interstellar medium, how does that actually get incorporated into stars and incorporated into planets? So we're really excited that this one mission is going to help us to address those really fundamental questions that NASA physics program is interested in. Yep.
It sounds like they're going into deep space. SphereX is one, Punch is the other. What are they, and how far out are they going?
Yeah, so both NASA, both SphereX and Punch are going to be launched into low Earth orbit. So they're going to be orbiting the Earth approximately one orbit every 90 minutes or so. SphereX is going to be looking outwards at literally 400 million galaxies and about 100 million stars. Punch is going to be looking at one object in detail, our own star, the sun, and learning about how coronal mass ejections are launched from the sun and reach the Earth's atmosphere. And we're really excited that both of those missions are being launched on one platform, the Falcon 9. So it's a great efficiency and great tax savings, cost savings.
Is this common to kind of have a 2-for-1, have two go at the same time, or is this kind of a newer phase from NASA?
NASA has occasionally done this before, but I think we'll be seeing more of it. The rockets have gotten bigger, the spacecraft have gotten smaller, and it just makes sense to carpool. It saves dollars.
Yeah.
Sure.